Have you ever felt like something is holding you back? Like there's this invisible barrier between you and your goals? What if I told you that the key to unlocking infinite power and controlling your destiny is already within you? Stick with me because in the next few minutes, you're about to discover 10 ancient secrets that will change your life forever. But before we start, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of this journey. 1. The hidden cage of your mind. The majority of us are unaware that the prison we create for ourselves is the best one we can live in. It is the invisible but unquestionably powerful cage of our constricting thoughts. These beliefs persuade us that we are not deserving of success, inadequate, or incapable of realizing our goals. How many times have you been unable to move forward, stuck or paralyzed by fear? Have you ever doubted your potential or your ability to overcome challenges? I have no doubt that I have. In actuality, your mind is your most powerful tool. Imagine if you may be freed from the same thinking that has the ability to jail you. It all boils down to viewpoint. If we take a new look at our circumstances, everything changes. Allow me to tell you a story. There was a time when I had a huge task that appeared impossible to complete. The more I thought about it, the more overwhelmed I became. I couldn't see past the barriers in front of me, and I felt like I was losing control. But when I understood that we were in charge of our thoughts, everything was different. One of the greatest Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement marked a sea change in my life. It was not external factors that were holding me back, but rather my attitude toward those things. And as I changed my viewpoint, I noticed opportunities where I had previously seen obstacles. Which one of your fears or misconceptions has kept you from reaching your greatest potential? What if I told you that the moment you let go of those limiting beliefs, you could unlock an endless array of possibilities? It's not about the external circumstances, but rather how you choose to respond. By controlling your ideas, you can take control of your future. Now think about your top priority. Take a moment to consider that. What would happen if you started to believe that you could succeed despite all the challenges? Imagine how your life would be different. If you knew the key to getting out of your own mental prison. 2. The power of the present moment. In a society where we are constantly making plans for the future, it is easy to lose sight of the power of the present. Because we are too focused on the past or the future, we lose sight of the now. The secret lies in the fact that we only truly have the now. Every event, including feelings, ideas, and opportunities, takes place in the present. But how frequently do we overlook that? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, expressed this thoroughly when he said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. We worry and fret over things that haven't even happened yet," which mentally imprisons us and prevents us from living fully in the present. Think about how much mental energy we waste on situations that are beyond our control. How much of that energy could be better spent living in the moment? Allow me to take you back to a time in my life when I was overworked, overloaded with deadlines, and overburdened with personal issues. I was constantly considering what I had missed, what I needed to do next, and what may go wrong. I was never totally present because I was mired in the past and the future. I didn't realize I was missing life as it was happening in front of me until I actually stopped and took a time to breathe. For me, a straightforward exercise made all the difference. I would sit still and breathe for 5 minutes every morning. No distractions, no phone. I would simply pay attention to the here and now, monitoring my thoughts without passing judgment. It was challenging at first, though my thoughts would stray. I eventually came to understand that all I required was already present at this exact moment. As you can see, we can only act in the here and now. The past is gone, and worrying about the future won't make anything change. You can take meaningful action that moves you forward by concentrating on the present. Remember this the next time you're feeling anxious about the future. You don't have to know everything. Being present is all that is required. Everything else will fall into place when you are at peace. Thus, give it a try now. Inhale deeply and live in the present. Take note of the sensation of being here, of being alive. That's your real strength. 3. The power of saying no. Do you ever feel like there are too many people, objects, or responsibilities in your life? It's possible that you're agreeing to activities that don't really interest you, just out of obligation or out of fear of failing other people. Every yes you give to something or someone actually means no to your dreams. However, one of the most effective things you can learn is how to say no. As part of his mental discipline, Marcus Aurelius would consider the important things in life every day. He was aware that he needed to cut out distractions and concentrate on the things that would help him reach his goals if he wanted to live a meaningful life. He would think, what is necessary? What really makes my life worthwhile? I recall a period of time when I was overburdened with obligations, sacrificing my own desires and objectives in the process. I accepted invitations to meetings I didn't have to go to, tasks that drained me, and people who didn't share my values. Gradually, I came to understand that I was wasting my time, which once used, could never be recovered. Today, I challenge you to ask yourself, what is one thing in your life that you're holding on to, but that no longer serves you? It could be a relationship, a project, or even a habit that's draining your energy. The trick is that saying no doesn't mean being harsh or dismissive. Rather, it means choosing yourself, your time, and your energy. It's about being clear on your boundaries and understanding what truly matters to you. Saying no to one thing can lead to saying yes to something bigger. Don't be scared to keep your peace. Sometimes saying no is the most powerful thing you can do. I opened up space in my life for the things that really mattered when I started saying no. 4. Resilience in the face of failure. Let's talk about failure. Everyone wants to avoid it, but everyone has experienced it. Failure is not the adversary. Rather, it is the teacher. No one likes to fail, but it is the place where growth is made. When asked about his shortcomings, renowned inventor Thomas Edison responded, "I didn't fail," saying, "I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work." Each setback was merely a lesson that helped him get closer to success. And the real secret is that failure is a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Edison tried more than 1,000 times before creating the light bulb. In my own life, I have encountered challenges that seemed insurmountable at the time. There have been times when I have thought, this is it. I can't do this anymore. Rather than giving up, I recalled Edison's words and took a step back, realizing that failure isn't the end, but rather an indication that you're pushing your boundaries, trying something new and daring to achieve greatness. Consider your own weaknesses. Perhaps you have had a job rejection, a project failure, or a personal setback. What have you learned from it? And how has it prepared you for the next stage of your journey? Accept failure instead of seeing it as a thing to be feared, as it is the only way we can grow. The number of times you get back up is more significant than the number of times you fall. Failure can be both incredibly powerful and excruciating. The next time you face a setback, remind yourself that you are one step closer to victory. 5. The law of influence. The saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with" may sound familiar to you, but it's a rule of human nature rather than just a catchphrase. The people in our immediate social circle have a significant impact on our success, as well as our attitudes and behaviors. I know this from personal experience. In my early 20s, I was surrounded by people who had restrictive beliefs and negative mindsets. They often told me to settle for mediocrity, or that my goals were too ambitious, and I believed them for a while until I realized that I needed to change my social network. We must surround ourselves with people who believe in our greatness, push us, and encourage us if we want to reach our full potential. Marcus Aurelius understood the power of influence and surrounded himself with disciplined, knowledgeable people who helped shape his philosophy and aid in his development. Take a moment to consider your own social circle. Are people around you helping you become the best version of yourself, or are they getting in the way of your progress? Be intentional about your relationships. Spend time with positive people. 6. Mastering your emotions. One of the most difficult things we must do in life is to control our emotions. Think about this. Sometimes our emotions can take over and cause irrational, impulsive reactions. Have you ever been so angry that you later regretted your actions? Or perhaps you've been so depressed that it's been difficult to continue? Everyone has. The good news is that you are in control of your emotions, not the other way around. One of the greatest Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, taught me an important lesson. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The Stoics promoted emotional mastery, which maintains that our emotions shouldn't dictate how we behave. It used to exhaust me to allow minor irritations to dictate how I felt. But as I began to practice emotional awareness, I noticed a change. The first step in managing your emotions is being aware of them. When you feel a feeling rising like anger, frustration, or anxiety, stop and ask yourself, what's actually provoking me right now? After taking a deep breath, you can break the pattern and pick your answer intentionally by identifying the underlying cause. Emotions often arise from underlying ideas or convictions. One of my best strategies is mindful reflection. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I take a moment to ask myself, is this emotion benefiting me? Is it helping me achieve my goals, or is it getting in the way? Most of the time, I realize that these emotions are fleeting and do not define who I am. By consistently practicing this, I have developed the ability to remain composed in the face of even the most difficult situations. You see, managing your emotions is not about suppressing them, but about choosing how to react to them. The Stoics would tell you to see life's challenges as opportunities for growth, and to react with wisdom and discernment instead of anger or fear. The rewards are invaluable, but it takes practice. When you start managing your emotions, you regain control over your life. Thus, the next time you are in a challenging situation, ask yourself, what is the best answer I can have right now? By concentrating on your emotions, which you can control, you can transform any situation. 7. The power of focus. The modern world is full of distractions. With social media notifications, endless emails, and news updates diverting our attention in 100 different ways every day. Have you ever been so distracted that hours passed without you accomplishing anything? I know I have. But here's a revolutionary realization. Your greatest weapon is your attention. Once you master it, nothing can stop you. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life." In contemporary terms, the quality of your attention determines the quality of your results. Think about your most important task or goal right now. Is it something you've been putting off or that feels overwhelming? If so, it's probably because you haven't focused on it. Let me share a personal story with you. When I started my creative journey, I was disorganized and felt like nothing was moving forward, even though I was trying my hardest to keep up with my social media accounts and think of new content ideas. But then I stopped and asked myself, what is the one thing that will have the most influence at this moment? Everything had changed. I focused on that one thing for as long as a laser. I stopped multitasking, eliminated distractions, and gave my full attention to a single goal. The results were immediate. Focus involves more than just working hard. It also involves working wisely. Our brains aren't designed to move between jobs efficiently, you see. Your brain expends energy more quickly when you split your focus, which leads to mental exhaustion and decreased productivity. However, concentrating on a single activity saves energy and results in better output. One simple method to improve your level of focus is to work deeply. This means scheduling uninterrupted time to work on your top objectives. Disconnect all other sources of distraction, such as your phone, email, and notifications, and concentrate solely on the task at hand. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish in a short amount of time if you eliminate distractions. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed, keep in mind that focus is the key to reaching your greatest potential. Learning to focus can help you reach your full potential and increase your output tenfold. Take a time today to consider what one item you can focus on that will have the biggest influence on your life. 8. The importance of action. Everyone has goals and desires, but how often do we find ourselves stuck in the planning phase and never get anything done? You make plans, do research, and consider your goals, but you never actually take the first step. Is that something you've heard before? Although it's easy to fall into this routine, the only thing that actually delivers results is action. It is simple to become engrossed in our goals, but without taking action, our aspirations remain just that, dreams. Among the most powerful lessons I have taken away from Stoicism is the following. It is not enough to know, we must also act. One person I met was often talking about starting his own business. Throughout our chats, He never actually made any progress toward his wonderful ideas. His dream remained a fiction since he never realized it. That how you respond to challenges defines you, not the challenges themselves. 10. The eternal pursuit of self-improvement. We can all do better, whether it's becoming a better version of ourselves, learning a new skill, or strengthening a relationship. The problem is that self-improvement is about progress, not perfection, and we make small, incremental progress every day. Self-improvement is a lifelong endeavor that never truly ends. Have you ever looked at someone and said, "I wish I could be like them"? Maybe they seem more confident, successful, or balanced than you are right now. In reality, everyone is on a different journey of personal growth. While it is easy to compare ourselves to others, the most important comparison we should make is between our current and past selves. This shift in perspective was a game changer for me. I used to get depressed over the gap between where I was and where I wanted to be, and I wanted to be great. But I realized that true self-improvement is about enjoying the journey rather than obsessing over the destination. It's about asking yourself, what small improvement can I make today? Every morning as soon as you awaken. 1% improvement is one of the best strategies I've ever used. Instead of expecting big changes overnight, I focused on making 1% progress every day, which could be as simple as reading a chapter of a book, working on a personal project for an hour, or practicing appreciation for 5 minutes. The idea is that momentum is created by these small, everyday actions, and those 1% gains add up to something much bigger than I could have ever imagined. In reality, many of the wealthiest people in history did not become so by extraordinary means, but rather by engaging in continuous everyday activity. For example, the Stoics Marcus Aurelius, who became one of the greatest Roman emperors, focused on daily self-improvement rather than perfection, aiming to be better than he was the day before, not to be perfect. For this process of self-improvement, self-reflection is a powerful tool. Take some time every day to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and behaviors. What went well today? How could I have done better? This isn't about being hard on yourself. Rather, it's about learning how to do better tomorrow. You can use self-reflection to pinpoint your areas of strength and weakness, as well as where you need to focus your efforts. A key element of self-improvement is accepting failure, which is inevitable and essential for growth. According to the Stoics, failure is a natural part of life and should not be feared or avoided. Rather, it should be embraced as a catalyst for becoming your best self. See setbacks and failures as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser rather than as reasons to run away. Therefore, the next time you feel like you're not where you want to be, remember that progress is what counts. Every step forward matters, whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or managing your emotions. The pursuit of personal development is a lifelong endeavor, but ultimately, the small but consistent efforts you make will define who you are. Remember that the goal is to improve on who you were the day before, not to be flawless. So ask yourself, what am I currently able to accomplish better? And take the first step. Progress is in your future. Conclusion. The keys to unlocking your boundless potential are now in your possession. It's mentality, not magic. Only if you act will these 10 age-old secrets improve your life. We can all release our inner strength if we work together. So share this video with someone who needs to hear it.